300 new trading license ena omudiama amanfo.
We have already granted over 300 licenses to several applicants with very little human involvement.
Na Chief Justice ya so wantena nchen a wase asem ne ntene de. Ghana ni amwano a woko ECOWAS ho ene obenya atentene ne no. Ya ni a lawyer fo be kasa afa ho. Anti-LGBTQI+ campaigners and Womustra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say, one say, Nagana ya values in one more by, and say LGBTQI+ bill no, Obesana Yadi and Sasa here. Trade Ministry and na Omudi Omuni ADH cement manufacturing companies in acquire offers or would do tuma.
Cement surveillance and price verification activities have already been carried out in several towns.
Na a Minister of Education Adam Rabia Kotumra Sebedefie say, so wasana wajitumua a scholarship secretariat no a beye authority obedeno ho. And sembi eka yenemu ho na mu aseda nkoma etumekoi.
MTN was said ye eSIM. Enti we download my MTN app no. Na wako seamless. eSIM no. O number no a de number ni ye bia digital kwan so. Also ubetimi do number no aye. MTN, we there for you everywhere you go. African Queen Mackerel was say chawanumwe. Enam papa no. Eye nam kesia nuncio de dead any idea African Queen Mackerel. Aduane bia froye enkwan mutuo dokno. In fact, aduane bia ye die. Se wunchiri fish na unye vegan nko adia. African Queen Mackerel chawanum keke. I was told se wodwom atufo be call bar pass store makola opposite fire service. Ana supermarket akese ni mu nyina so ye obi o atufo de 0245 326180 0245 326180 and a 0302668357 0302668357. Yeah, this way chocolate drink koko so fa so ye bubruja. Ewie unya this way do hia ka ho a eni suhye. Enwada Roma ena kasebo yiba. Akenkan fo a moti yenken main. Nana ya kunadu mene.
Amansan ti ame kwabena mafo Africa seboni ntire munie. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama aye Ghana mampeni. Na wapa abedekuo bi. Omuye nimpa baako enkron. Na saa a committee coach aye Professor Aaron Lawson and Professor Mutawakilu Idrisu. Na dia wode se wo munsaso wo munyane se University of Ghana Medical Center no our Minister of Health fodin na wopese ya transfer niadema University of Ghana na ye wonum dia wosaso ehon tutuye nyina na ehon bamfaso emayen na no wotre se ba akofo ansantumi nso nyame ni katenti en wa pause abedafo yi ejuma dia se wonum nsa no aya abosome miyansa en wo mu di yesa ejuma Nancy said, "Be any say University of Ghana Medical Center no. Wa pese de edi kan e famra kwan so. Afei enkrata ebedi ho adanse. Ebeya adanse die nso a ebeda honum mfie bebrebe. Asanda tempo wo munsamba atire no wo munhye. Ya fra bibi comprehensive review eye legal mandate. Operational strategies academic frameworks ni nyina ye University of Ghana Medical Center na University of Ghana nkasa na womun kambom wonsha kwapa bafa so a ye be transfer bibia ade free Minister of Health fodin mu ade akọ University of Ghana na saabo sumi miensa wode ama wonum yi wataso wasadi ni tumi ata wonum wachi ono ankasa tumi a ye de ama no Odibi ta wonum ati se bosome miensa no beso no na wo ma ye adwuma se de sefata near transfer University of Ghana Medical Center no edi akọ University of Ghana demo.
This committee must work urgently and with a sense of historic responsibility. You are laying the foundation for a legacy of healthcare and medical education excellence. You are building a bridge between the past and the future in which Ghana can serve as a hub for medical innovation, ethical practice, and world-class health outcomes. I envision a University of Ghana Medical Village becoming a center of gravity for global partnerships, regional referrals, and top-tier training. It will be a place where the best minds are trained and the best care is delivered, and also the best research is done right here on Ghanaian soil, on African soil. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us embrace this moment as a turning point in our national development story. Let us work together to actualize this integration, not merely as a bureaucratic exercise, but as a nation-building endeavor. The Transitional Management Committee has the full support of government, the University of Ghana, and indeed the Ghanaian people. And so I urge all stakeholders to collaborate in good faith with transparency and commitment.
Na enwatina His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Etrese, University of Ghana Medical Center no, currently omu operate to say world-class medical institution. To say oko ayasabia kese pe wo wiase a ye body kan asem no a University of Ghana Medical Center eka ho bi eso pa bibremu hanum sei enkofo afrechire ne bencheye eba ho no mbedi ayarehye na titiri kura mpa bra COVID-19 ba ye sei sanya ayasabia yanke ye bebre se enipa na ekọ ho no kwaji ayarehye. I think it's more than 700 and over. Ghana hanum say dear, anya se kura nipa be se 4,000 near chire dear, wonu manya ho mfaso bi.
Today, the UGMC is a beacon of excellence, a world-class medical institution with a national mandate. Indeed, it will please you to know it hosts the largest digitized medical simulation and training center in West Africa. That has the potential to provide cutting-edge training for healthcare professionals across the West African sub-region. It also has the Medical and Scientific Research Center, and that continues to conduct pioneering research to improve medical practice, innovate clinical procedures, and support evidence-based policy formulation. The center's role during the COVID-19 pandemic is very well documented. In March 2020, at the height of the crisis, the UGMC provided care for over 700 active COVID cases, including VVIPs, ministers all sought refuge there when the pandemic struck, through its high-capacity intensive care services. Additionally, more than 4,000 Ghanaians access support through the UGMC's COVID Connect platform, a testament to the center's responsiveness and technological agility.
Ghana Mampene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Yenia Salamati Kuku Apinto
Nano and Chief of Staff Chief Justice no my atem wadwuma wano and sheda de ne aban ka se ne niema binti enipa miense bi aba saman no se on fata di brenu ekita no nti yen hwan to ase akonwa we say emampanifo tutu na mone a yatwe no asensen na yehwehwe na semum onmonyafo ananso otemuafo penny Justice Isaba Saki Tokono nasem na yeken na yekasa sese yeyi wotabiri asam ne fa bi de kokopie court afei wasantutu na manfofo de call ebibrem atoye aman ECOWAS wo mo court ye wo Abuja Nigeria se ekwan aban de ne nam so ne sede asem ne si keka kro no yetiatia ne fa hodie so asem yi beto dwa no na oman kwadubofo ne atentere ne sofo abedi kire mekire Deputy Attorney General Dr. Justice Remsai wono na akotwere on Facebook wall so e de kire se ene de oman ma anti Gertrude wasapeja asem no wo se etiatia ne fa hodie so nti wo de akopie ECOWAS Community Court na enye bredin kan ya wo de asem akokota fa twe a yatwe no asensen na aban yi pe ho kwan ahone ase akonwa no enye bredin ko de court enim so man for kaya wadin ka pagya asem no ne fa bi e wo Supreme Court ne fa bi e wo High Court e wo my Ghana mu na afei de aba be ka ho ene ECOWAS Community Court of Justice e wo Abuja santi ye be se ne emramu animdifo no wo de ya na omu nim amemwo mra no said the sit then in pa mature constitutional lawyer Bako a lawyer Samuel Fembeti yebese yeneno edi enkomo kakra me rapis afam suni ma hai
yo me jo sana
Odaroma udi ni bitwa ye me hu se me production for na pejo muti abehwe manim bisa
ai wacha
betwa ho me da se Fembeti okay meeting kakra eti yo mate bedase mira edase pa wadaroma o antigeti apeja asem no e de ECOWAS Community Court of Justice said the Deputy Attorney General ebo ho amane mo de amotem rana said the omamra constitution no ye dan ni pensem mu moti asienti wani die mu ara oje ne saying
yo em say anamona ye mame to kuno etuno said the bruni besie say there are many ways of killing a cat and odefa hana anye ya na emrano sama okwan foforo say obetumi de wasema afa hwa ya right say obetumi atusa anamon na said the ochire no issues na wade akọ High Court ne Supreme Court no and shada enye exactly the same as issues now what they are called ECOWAS Supreme Court ECOWAS Court of Justice and say so the petition be a odi kind they call Supreme Court say anka na asem no e wo mu say constitution no e kire say Yankano them and I Yankano Punechi. Now, so or the petition called Supreme Court to say Anka Yan a public hearing. And the legal term now can was no say the proceedings of the committee should be held in camera. Naturally say enya dia ebesiwo bedroom ana abonten. But Odessa at the Sradiano Court Supreme Court Sanka Ebeya or not yet or no an asem Internet was resident Supreme Court on Mayano in public said Ebeya Ganen for behu the air kwaso na omo and who say or no or feel say since I process and started yet and the fan with you so you're violating the constitutional right until I say young cano public na Obian who say they are all cano no correct. And these are issues now what they are called ECOWAS Court of Justice. The amount for Bekaya, sir, asem no what they call Supreme Court no. Attorney General and so a casatia sa petition no. Emma Supreme Court a born asem no guye. Not just say see yes, strike case out. Not just say Supreme Court and Shomukra or Man Komu and who say a merit and any merit. Into the issue of violation of the constitutional rights, no. And what they are called PO ECOWAS Community Court of Justice. So, as I'm Supreme Court go Ghana Court bia ni Ghana bioma ebe to me assign entertain it a petition. No. And say enonte na ordinary actually ECOWAS Community Court of Justice ewo Abuja, Nigeria. Now, so the issues now over concerning the whole process of removal. What's a two phases and 2 steps. First of all, no, according to the Constitution, there is a difference between the grounds for removal and the steps or the processes for removal. And the grounds for removal, petitioners no Akan or more petitions. And no until say petition committee no ebetna eyina or more pipimu yen say petitions no emit the requirements of the grounds for removal Article 146. But the problem is the process for removal. Not just say, or can be say, since on your letter, say, yes, suspending, and I want to human to Nayanya Honshumu. Or say from that very time, Eddie time what the petition no call Supreme Court, no. I see every step that the process went through, no, breaks every rule of law and the Constitution. And the authority say, kwanya committee, no, and I am fan say, kwanya president, FASO, and a Council of State and so far, so and I say, Arbitral Committee. I see all the steps that are being taken to determine whether there are any grounds for her removal, no, violates her fundamental human rights. And therefore, if Odessa na how he echo to Supreme Court enim, na say Supreme Court and Shemudia as a citizen of Ghana, no, Ghana ye part of ECOWAS community, no. So our court no ewe to me say obe to me entertain and now obe to me share complain bia any citizen at the paper was say me mind me my at the me fa kwan bi so etia me rights and say the justification for approaching the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice the fact say so complain now, so petition now what they call Supreme Court, and then they struck it out, no. And insofar as the Supreme Court of Ghana has decided that that matter cannot be entertained, there is no court which is now competent in Ghana to determine that issue again. Ena ordinary actually ECOWAS court, no.
Mira, de watching nyina yate wase na eni de mo se ECOWAS court no so eka say de Ghana Supreme Court kaye enka hosa ana yanka mano a obese ntimi akoba bi biom ana na afa de asinti wo so ote ne ho ase
you say ECOWAS court of justice no say for the Supreme Court ekaye na the American say Supreme Court ne petition no the petition now what they call say there are violations of the rights. Supreme Court no entertaining and the Supreme Court has not determined, has not ruled on that. It was just struck out upon application by the Attorney General. So insofar as the Supreme Court has not adjudicated on that matter, on its merits, okay, and it has struck it out as unmeritorious. So if the ECOWAS court, the only way it can come to the same conclusion as the Supreme Court is if it also decides that that matter does not merit or invoke its jurisdiction to determine. But if the court accepts jurisdiction and goes through adjudication process to the end, then they will be determining whether the actions and inactions of those who are involved in honorary removal process, no, are a president, council of state, any committee, no, then the ECOWAS court will now determine whether all the steps that have been taken so far are in violation of human rights or not. Okay. And therefore, that decision will be different from the decision that the Supreme Court of Ghana has taken.
Oh, okay. Okay. Matwa sepa. Mira ewie yedasio.
Yo, so madam ase.
Yo, kobna.
Yeah, call and some foforo so. Chief Executive Officer Emma Ghana Gold Board. Lawyer Samitemfi. One waka say what I say. Nanu one more waka so den sese foforo bi ba. Na kwan efa so a ye man for license title pa wonu mu a eti gold hu dwa no wo mu ba ye no abefo kwan so no nkra sa so far wo mu atumi a register nipa be 300 ya wo manya a gold trading license edi di wo mu dwa kama na this time around no emunta ho no mo pa ntese kanea enkrata bebre na bureaucracy tenten we de kwesibunu no ka say a innovative transparent digital system ɛna wɔn de aba ɛyɛ adwuma yi na lawyer Sami Jamfi ɛkyerɛ mu sɛ saa nhyehyɛ wei no ɛyɛ kɔntɛmbrantem paa kyɛn kane deɛ no nti wohyɛ a ɔman Ghana sei woba ebibire mu ana wopɛ ɔman baako a wɔn tu gold paa 2023 say di adanse sɛ yɛka ho yɛtumi yɛbɛyɛ sɛ 4.2 million ontesia na kyɛ sɛ dɔɔso paa na saa license a wɔn de ma wɔn a ɛwɔ pepa sɛ wɔn bɛti gold ho dwa no ɛkɔntɛm ɛyɛ sildo the same thing ɛna wɔn yɛ de ama gold ho dwadie nkura bata ahodoɔ no nyinaa ebi te sɛ aggregation wɔn turbine smelting refining transportation and jewelry production wɔn nyinaa wɔn yɛ saa license no ɛde ama wɔn na wo a wanje saa license no sɛ mmara so mu a 600,000 ɛde kosi 2.4 million Ghana cedis ɛna obetua anya saa nso a obekɔ prison ɛne sɛ obekɔ mu mfie bɛyɛ sɛ enum ɛde kosi mfie du na aside that no lawyer Sami Jamfi akyerɛ sɛ National Security Secretariat ebra wɔn da Gold Board Task Force wedi no ɛna wɔkyɛ sɛ sisi ade wɔn kɔ ne degeta ɛte sɛ kane no a nkrata asɛm piniha kɔfa we bra fa passport picture bra kɔfa nkrata bi kura ohwɛ a wohu esi ade ni nyinaa kɔ degeta kɔsibro ne bɛka nsɛ substantiable and bottleneck womu adim pentuan sɛ womu komuni nyinaa etuacha afi corruption ya yefri mu ni nyinaa ma license ni ye no aye kamantu obi awo pepa so obeba beye bie enti efiri ndade kɔ no sɛ wo pɛsɛ obegye license na wodi gold hu dwa ɛyɛ simple.
We need the cooperation of the entire nation to succeed, particularly those involved in gold trading. We must all make a commitment to comply with the law. And by that I mean to trade gold legally by ensuring that you have a license from the gold board before you deal in gold. Thanks to His Excellency, we have introduced a very seamless system for license applications. And as I speak, we have already granted over 300 licenses to several applicants with very little human involvement. Process is online, it's digital. You can apply and pay all the necessary fees. And those who have gone through the process successfully and have gotten their licenses can attest to the fact that there is no form of corruption, bribery, or extortion involved in the entire process. We have not demanded or collected a dime from any license app. The process is very transparent and competitive, and we encourage all stakeholders involved in the gold trading sector to apply for licenses.
Dear Tessa Okase, a chief executive officer with that gold board one, a lawyer Sami Jamfi, Yenya Salamati Kukua Pintra Daruma, and your chief for TB.
Ashe Jedi Kuyaye and Abrabo and Infidjuma Sose. Says someone to na microphone for Mace Kenya Nanka. Nancrophone free one memo metna say Mamma yes menta. And yes menti papa near Fenko si dana dam me be. A dama me during Kumnipa nan so man for moka prenu. We say a toma to twana money a woman cra. Womo fum. Na baby a yes cement organa hasenum. Wama boashi more quackoshe jumano a womo ye. Asha Cadian and said you must see frefra no ma so ahwe hu se wonam kwampa so anase ebia na wonam kwati kwan so na saa na mon ye adwade aso enu etuo na ho sam beda adwa ebra offense north mrahye bedwani onmunyafo Isaac ya opoku okoko busa ye se edien na mpanifo eye ede afa cement ya anya papa frise na die ababeto dwasa cement no efa enya papa ewo my Ghana mu eno ase aye bisi basaabi na edi age omanfo nti wusi dan no dan ni ahoden edan na ahoden so ti kokoda na bi dwirigu na akwakoye kaprenu nti edi yankasa na adwadi aso en betimi aye edi afa ho na eno mu enama emuaye a empanifo ewo fa na mona wo tutuo ho no sade onmunyafo Elizabeth ofosu ajare echiremu eno no sa wo mu fum na ɔmo akɔ baabi a ɛyɛ cement no na ɔmo akɔ akɔhwɛ sɛ deɛ ɔmo yɛ ne kwan mu ani na ɔmo nkɔ ne second korɔ wɔn ne atena bi te sɛ Ghana Standards Authority ɛne wɔn ne ɛwɔ ho nimdeɛ ɛna etu anamo yi.
All 82 samples underwent rigorous testing, including physical and chemical analysis, as well as advanced techniques such as X-ray, fluorescence, and X-ray diffraction. These tests are particularly focused on verifying the composition of the cement, which is often the area of great concern in substandard products. Lastly, Ghana Standard Authority, under the direction of the ministry, has enhanced its field enforcement capacity through deploying trading standard inspectors. Cement surveillance and price verification activities have already been carried out in several towns, including Goso, Sefi, Yoso, Takrade, Insawam, Dodowa, and Nkoko. To support these efforts, an additional cohort of over 300 inspectors were commissioned on 3rd May 2025. These inspectors have been trained in enforcement protocols and will be deployed to various metropolitan, municipal, and district assembly once all administrative procedures related to the employment are finalized. This expansion will further strengthen regulatory oversight and bring enforcement activities closer to consumers throughout the country.
Onmunyafo Elizabeth Ofoswejare Amanoa so ha say de omo nkrokro bia etieba na cement na wo ye ne ye awewo ibi de enya papa ibi pepe dwumfo de ibia ye nsoso so ema ni yabro ena nya afei ena mi ko hu obi wa kire ho emunim se aye investment pa se ebetimi asate plant kra nya asem ketwa eti na mode query dust aba be hye a limestone ene clinker na debi was say chira bam ye beto adwuma no.
Except to say that after each analysis has been done, any cement factory that is producing substandard cement will not be allowed to sell their cement or will close it down. So immediately anybody produces substandard cement, we will ensure that we protect customers. But of course, it will not fall anything if we publish and say that they are doing well or they are not doing well.
Oni pete ne kasei eye dwadie ne mfiri dwuma na fe kua ho adwuma mu soafo oni manyamfo Elizabeth Ofosu Ejare yensa trofo to nkrafri mrahebedwam Emmanuel Akoli ene William Gentu Amanebo
na education minister ye Honorable Haruna Idris nenne wode mra bia koto mrahebedwafie se wo mobo hu no wanye ntumu said ye beya scholarship secretariat no ebeye authority a ode no ho no wase papa so opa homa so nya nanim de ne yie a senti a wo mu ya saa ne se saa secretariat no semra sebedafo dwendwene ho na nasem a wode akoto wo nim ya to wo asum na wo mu titum na beye mra ebema ensa wo mu di wura scholarship secretariat mu no ebefiri ho ne saa ho no ebema no ade no ho na wono a pese wo mu obi scholarship se nipa kro nkosua ade wa buruchire se wo sua wo Ghana ha enkoye tuhum anaso maban na aba enti wo mu a wani wo mu ya adwene nko a na wo so a wo mu nyina kwa buruchire so wo mu nkosua ade yase am wo mu scholarship wo bekọ no ne ayese dunkwampo nti wo mu nyina to hwefa ako political party bi ma ene yaso a wo mu nyina gumso wo mu nko other political affiliation for there no mo te baby eba ni say ya ebema certificate ana say award wo mo de bema wo bi se nipa kro nkwaje adesua no ebeye wo mu abenye but wo mu nibie na mom enkoye se to whom you know.
The policy underpinning this bill is to deal with nepotism and cronyism associated with the award of scholarship so that we strengthen the Ghana Scholarship Secretariat into an authority to administer scholarship meritoriously to deserving Ghanaian students. Need will be a defining value of the Ghana Scholarship Authority if established. Manpower needs of the country and the aspirations of the country if we are emphasizing science, mathematics, education, will be the preoccupation of the scholarship authority. But largely, Mr. Speaker, to respond to the nation's desire for us to reward merit, whether in need or academic, that scholarship goes to those who deserve it meritoriously. That is what it will do. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to make an application to the leader and to leadership, even though we have gazetted the bill pursuant to Article 106 of the Constitution, if it was considered under certificate of urgency.
The Teneka say Education Minister Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Minority Chief Whip Honorable Frank Anodompre and Wadibi Fua Minister of Education Diaso and Wanokrampo de Tunanimisa Nadauruma. Ebe tumia anka a scholarship no. Woman tretre munko fompa sebia amantem duno amantem no kurenye duo yedu nsia obia benya ne de district ahodo anso benya ne de na se eba no se ye pese emu obi scholarship a enyankran hanko a ne yebetena ne ye de ni aka skafo manwa ene yasadema wo mu nipa ye ma no scholarship yi ne papa ne maami wo sika se tam etadam kromu ntumi nni wo mu hu ade kromu fesika ne nye na sankofo ya sam wo mu scholarship se aban sentua wo mu school fees no wo mu nkosua ade eba ne se hajne ba se kofom pa de a ene district ya yenimisa asumesi wa ben pans woni bi yenimso obenten wa ben pans woni bi na wo mu abachire de aba na aba region na ne na aba national eba no say ya ebeboa pa.
The previous government, I recall, I made a call for scholarship secretariat to be decentralized, and the previous MPP government has set the tone. So we shouldn't just focus on the meritocracy or that aspect. We should also focus on decentralizing the scholarship secretariat. That, for me, will be the trust and the game changer. And don't forget to engage leadership. The whips are ready.
The say okase minority chief whip. Your friend Honorable Frank Anodompre. William Gentune Emmanuel Akoli Adawroma. And so a different rasabe fie by chief or TB.
Yanyina ngumesua adwesio mu hono mo ye woni wonim de ewo abefo kwan ye fa so dijuma eba internet abrabonom womo mu nim de ye mu pensempense mu ya na eta from cybersecurity analyst emu ba ko owura David Jedu edi susue bia base ya sam desem penifo fa adwene se nguma yesua no womo de artificial intelligence AI ba be wura mu ne de amanema fo nkyerkyere no ebi o se ya sam de na nsuma ye hwe ne fe ne de eye ne nkoam ansa ne de be wura mu no ye ntrase ne yensi ne koso na ye hunu ne nsunsuanso bone ne nso ne yentuetuetwa ho ntokuro anya sa ne ye fa no yo ne ye kwa no yo a aya ne se ye baba ye na emafo papa be wiase no ne ye de di adasabone e de asai oman asomdwe e de ha adwen de ha nipanti aya desua ehun hia papa nanso ye tabiri ni bum e de kosa de a ebeji bom frete na ye benu ye ho daachi.
We don't have an option. Or mind be our pain punctual no. The use of artificial intelligence is something obey. Now the phobia bar I was seeing one day, the negatives and the positive. Now I am pimping be brimu my muno. I how back on yes, I didn't buy embrace, but the insurance one day on the negative side no. For me, the Mrs. say A and A idea, you be integrity, but the integrity no. Now you show one choir, now bonifo seminal and codoso because I know AI now. AI know your artificial intelligence a code and I say a data set no ebi brem ho say no ye we data set ana eno ntino say wo hwe the negative side na that means say western education influence ne still ba be kese wo ye so bi eno ntino I was say ade a ye yisu but ye hwe ni nsu ho ade na e kine abonige bi ankokan
eno achi wasanso asre say AI no eye nanso woni e won sentro adwumamu ene da obo adwumamu no say wo mo di AI di dwuma wo mo ngine wo mani free say de eya asam no ne etwa asam bibi ne de bia bata bi ho na ebi nso duabroni de anya nokre asɛm ne bi wɔ hɔ no mu a na ya eyebosremuka ne atabri ne de abɛtoto asɛm bi ho pɛsɛ entro ne nokoro yɛ pɛ free misinformation kokosi disinformation ni nyina sɛ wɔnhwɛ yi na yɛ nsɛntwerɛni na do wani to AI so a anhwɛ na wabɔ amanne a ɛnyɛ papa.
The future Bema Benguni say, about AI now, I was saying, who say, information say, take it from baby. Netitri Unia, Yamebuna once and Trojuma anymore. They say, AI Naman some trophy be any research or call AI no cobopen and Nunya. Now, century Jumana, Mumu Yusufa, and Intinan some Trojuma was say, Yenyashi, a banner reporter, Yenyafi AI honomono. Say the Dikan and AI no, and a crabata for the defect technology no, ama misinformation, disinformation, and Internet never been a report. Your technologies, your skills, your abilities, a bit meditate say information and number bunting AI idea. Now, because sometimes who media houses need visual report so and near my AI generate moon say officer real. And I believe we say na kobanasano, your education in Kosoro.
Onipa yɛtene kasa yi ɛyɛ Owura David Jedu wɔ cybersecurity analyst Abdullahi Dasmani ɛna ne di sankomo yi.
Na National Vice President ma Asante Defense Force and Asante Volunteer Security Association Nana Etenim Boate and Okase Nana Trese Ghana and Yemabi Koso Nasa wan timpening for Jene ensi so near to one muyano and nyase sa na umprabete teweche Esempenifu ni baso. Anya saade a womu ba beye demonstration e de etia saade no. Esi a wokɔ Kumase ene ni mpotemu a alatafo ne de nkakra Nigeria fo no. Womu de nkakra saa especially Igbo fo no. Obekɔ akwatia Igbo chief owo ho. Udru bantama Igbo community omu Igbo chief ho kakra ukokrofum wanso Igbo community Igbo chief ho omu dine Igbo yatia no nkase ntire omu wase dati yate ho na mfofo adane yakwa ibrentuo esanse Sanso soso no a yede soso alatafo no ene enkofo bi aka so emwo ba betra ye kurom hanom sei a awowo a wo mo beto abontinpunum ye mra so die wo mo mfa anya hwe ye tetewu sei be kakra no wo mo ne ye bete manso e won saase ho wo ma start a wo mo nya title eye nananom yi ansa daate wo mo benya saase no muni aba be prince ase ho afa adidie kura wo muni aba pre ho na na etene mbuate kire se wo tempenimfo adwene gina so se asem wei so wo ma amfa na asem hia demonstration ni de umbeye na daate ye de ensa begu yetie esu adwa wadwo
said ye Igbo ejintra ha ewo oman Ghana titiri Asante memu ni other places eno ene ye yatete se Igbo set omo kingdom ye de ye ka kire wo mo e de ato empanifo obi bia wote yenka enum se Igbo ni bia owo Kumasi abonten so owo Asante mem Nigeria ni biara wo ho no by the date of 19th July 2025 aye wo mu yi wo mo ankasa aso bi kwa so wo mo sesa wo mo kuku no mo nkaka nko mo kurum anya sa 19th of July demonstration di basu Kumasi mountain so no ebeye bibi ho ye mu bio ene oba Kumasi ani pe wu ye chichi ni pani pe yira rodua ekoso bisi kwa asafo na kwhwe ahyawufo edum de chem so ye constitution no e ka kire ye say foreigners any rights on be petty trading ebeye retailing enkofo we gugu ba bia eye
dear yate se okase ayanana etenim buate Yenia Maswell Hayford.
Na yeko ye in court no ne yakwa akotie de yekoso enche ye na yete kasebo so se yam jamenen na woche na amane ba ye se oman abato adwuma electoral commissioner ye ne se abano ayeto ye besi sabre ye hu se we ni nkodimdifo ablekuma of abato mpeso aso no enema bi entwe ye ne enema bi age gonti Wamo beto wabrono edu enkron eso ne de eyi nipa odi nkonim. Na asem yi ante onipa ogina mu ema New Patriotic Party ko ne de. We say nti otabriye e de ekose court ntie na onsi hu gina ye ma no ne yensi abato adwuma ne kwan se efiada wo muntumi enhyehyɛ abato e wo brono edu nkron so e wo Ablikmanoff abato mpesa so. Court netinase wasesen. Yensentre ne Philippa Tanga. Ono ene te court da de ho amaneba. Philippa ma han.
Yeah, nana.
Okoye bibia boko ne.
Nyamia.
You. Fa Ablikmanoff asem ne boyen.
You. Ablikmanoff asamre Electoral Commission ahese nyamia adman ka Friday wi. Ombeye rerun. Ese ombeye san to abano fofo ewo ho no. Yinya ye ni se MPP amanyuko na beto jate nipa ojine emu ma omo eye epia owusu afiye na buanjo so enti odi asemna general baba beto court ye di kan no na odi nkrata ye fe ni special na chete o court le say decision na eye Electoral Commission e take no court no emfintin chen me unsa special ya asem no court tell that data odi beti asebinti no wasign the near your friend junction, interlocutory junction. As my court, yeah, they no anxious Electoral Commission entering trends. Could you say sexual right? No, and I say assembly now or the about the court in the let's just say or stress the court name my Electoral Commission based in this, not a monster. And maybe I drama court where I'm a seminar from the Neno aka high court eyo timwa for Alibaba Abaturi etna ejemwa na oba beti asem na ye ne lawyer Gary Makon sorry ya oboni coach lawyer ne say eye that ne say there be eye nya court no high court a January ye we say eye Ablikmanoff no omo collation say baby wo hono mo a abato no man kinkan no kika ni na mu na ye declare say ono we ni ye ana say erabna oben and the we ni ye and it just am me see asan say ye ba be ye run it ye and the one to 20 no court ni hwe na onke bi mo eno na otimwafo no otie ni ne ye no te asema eye rab eye ekia efri ye but ya betu court ni eni na so bia say me kan say no kan no mo see it's unmeritorious intimisa media wabo asemlego ena osan hye se omutie asema nkasa da court ni na yese shirara no se ye fix date na tie na eno no ekoba ne se court ne eguama ye mani yo ya tinya akoda in court na se rape ekia efri ye no se ekoba ne se court no eguama no ya isi no ewo ho kwan se okode pataya na se opata ekia efriye enti sambe Ablikmanoff ana MP before ehwe ni mu se ka court ne beka se isi enchenchen so no isi ne se assembly court ne se assembly no we nyanjia to court aboase
Philippa yeda se ne amane bo abusua ye se twe ne otonkra efri court breye Philippa Tanga echese Anti-LGBTQ efri ya asem no de koye no enya anye yi ede ne ho agim
na aban krati penia wogina ma adese e wo chefu atimukwa abato mpesua so wonfimfini mantem Honorable Isaac Yosen and wakase na ye presentation ceremony eniema a womude ma ekuyafo ye wo chefu atimukwa district nimpotem wonyina se omunje ebi eye fertilizer womuda omudigu mu no ba yase ema na so doso bebrebe pa ana bi nso aye Wellington boot di omu se edekwa afuom yi a etietia haba ne nkasa so yi eno nso omu dibi ma wonum se omunyense na hona onabo etu wonumfo dibi to dia maga na mebu ni nyina se ekuyaduma eye papa ntese so obia ede ne husem na wosa Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Seya wono ye kuyani owomfuo bebre and this national term ye owura Johnson ese edu nkatia ono nso ye kueni owonfuo bebre afei former president John Ejekum Kufuor papa nso owonfuo bebre ebi wo koko afuo ebi wo mango ebi dua cashew nut ebi dua soya beans womu dua niema bebre enti esese mbebuni ehwa sampenimfo ibra womu bo na womu sua bie na nsen emebuna ayaba ensanom en womu du womu ho agyegyim ewuhu bra ya mfa so bia mre wonum sikani bre me pentem anyame ho ensanom basa ni nubone en womu du womu ho agyem wo tu womu fo se womu nyina ntu womu free sa ne ye boni ho na wonfa wo ho nseku adwumam na kakra bi eda womu anim no womu ewra ho womu ho da se wode wo ho kwose ku adwumam
the maximum we can say yemfa na se me erade yemfa na se ma omampeni edam ne nsa so in MP David Vonde the Council of State and the District Assembly yenya fertilizers ene Wellington boot ayedema yekuafo a wotwufo ne etimukwa mensemu mo yede saa nneoma wei edema yenuama kuafo na aboa maka na twufo etimukwa yekọ edwama nso a yetumi anya nnuane ato akofie ekuayo ina me no ka say Johnson esedun ketia oya farmer omampeni John Dramani Mahama oya farmer
dear say okase ye honorable Isaac Yosen oye district chief executive officer Emma Tufu etimukwa ye wo mfimfini mantem na Tufu etimukwa district agric officer Owura John Tewietu ono nso de kakraka ho
secretariat de finance no gu a epeja no bae no ebi say sisi ano asase a omodo so no asase ba ko na no afibia omodo nti ama ho de nduru ewo mu na kofom nti so omodo finance no edi gu no bae na ema no bae no ebo ensoye no ekosoro ama omunye bi eton de show mo ho ne omumusia nti de ebe ka chekwafo omusa ka sa moaye ena no pay ni se omunyina fanye adwuma enfa ngu omo no bae no ama no bae no asodo so enye bi aton ede ahwo mo ho ne omumusia mo mo nkonkoton no bia fanko ye adwuma tenia ne ntia yede maaye no ebetumi abem
ntia yede maaye no ebetumi abem bie we Chifu Atimukwa district agric officer Owura John Tewia edu na ekuafo a wonya fertilizer ne warranty boot no omodase
yada empini for na se moye sa achedie de amaye esan se eku adwuma no edin adwuma ye ne nyina no ye hia akade bebre na kakra yansa kan no ye de beboa ema ndobaye no aba ema aso afoforo nso so esan se eku adwuma no eno ana ekuta oman no
fertilizer wode ama me de gu mikuku ase menya ndobaye afirim menya afaso so afirim
dear yate se omokase yekuafo ni bia listo wa Abuaje da Costa Wasaman FM wasa teku
yenko LGBTQ+ nsensem no mu asin South Mrashebedwani orumunyamfo John Ntimfo Jose omampani John Mama ne naban enye krado so omobemi ako etia sabe enipa omopeso omubu ya mamre enimtia na omode nnome ani fi ebeka ya sasi ye ne womode besie ni na yesi womudwuma tantan ano sentia wo ka ne saa ne sem abenyi ayi ne ho afri bibia LGBTQ ayeyemu gidie ku ahodo kasa ahemfo kasa omanfo kasa aban gina yie na yemmo ya mamra ho ban na saa de tantan ye mane mma enso aban se apetampe ye bese yebusa de aban aye sesei amanu nti osu se NDC abenyi ani nku ho se ebeye mbra edia etia saa eniema wei osofo ma han
obaya yenua na ponzo sai
erade adom me pacho wonso e
me ho ye pa
ede erade ase wadaroma edia na kire asem ya wodi tu dwafa aban ene ne gina a wosie ewo LGBT nsensemi ho
yo we dem tesi fo nyina aban led by President Mahama ebra wo opposition and some debre no mo kaye de fa LGBT ho na wo mo be fa benwen so and some we see bosumin so mu accept face wo mo adane wo mo tia magana for e ba no LGBT ho some one dikai eye be na wo twemienu atwamu na amante mienu bi a wo mo ye gay for aware efi South Africa memo baye omo baye be fi wo man wo Independence Square ye nyoma bebree ti a Ghana ye mra a omo ye hwe han mo fa ko mo ekrum ye campaign bebree ti a mra fofra ye se parliament na no atri no just a week after so mo ko ye no enye coincidence a calculated agenda and the United Nations amama nyina nkabom Q and krabata wo Geneva won ehwe human rights so ekwa battles ba battle no na de won ekwa kwakire amama kwakire wo adwene di afa LGBT ho se yemfo afo so yenkrokro wo anase yense mra mu odene na no na Ghana de bia anu se Ghana se ko United Nations na ekoba se yenko kan ye ginesi efa LGBT ho oba ne oba mpemu agudi ni bema ne mmema mpemu agudi a se de yakukudru so na Ghana fa na nyina MPs nyina ahemfo nyina sofo nyina imamfo nyina traditionalists nyina nyina ko benkrum mantie beni ko benkrum se eye chiwade no afa de President Mahama mpenso mo koto abeya wo se omo nto entia wo so omo nkoto mfo aso omo da ntemu ene yebisa se da ben na Ghana ye ko ye neutral da ben na ye ko kan se ye ni dinasi efa sabe LGBT ho ne se emfire ho ene ze beko benkum beko ni mfa emfire ho enti se President Mahama ama sa abato na baso dia it doesn't represent the position of Ghana because Ghana hano be bia be fa bia ye chiwade enti hin fa na President Mahama ko consult wo mo Ghana ha wo mo ka kire ne se Ghana ha de LGBT nsamo no ense dan fire ho se beko benkum beko ni mfa enti a betrayal of the aspirations and the position of Ghanaians na oyo man peninsula de to abama wa enye wa personal opinion and ade photo aba ewo UN Ghana ye nyina ginasi akweze me am ye member of parliament was in South na so manfo obia akobenkuru se LGBT enye nene bae na so ye tuade so bi be ye kro ye disie no na so me ba parliament na so aba to do so na me ko ka se well me de me amento emfo aso me so amento ntia na ze ehu bi omimu ehu a omimu no eye nnoma mienu ene bia o mampani no wakwaje yanomfo ebisika ene ode e campaign ana se no bi ene ode ebu oman eno nti no usuro se obekwa akoto atia wo mo na wo mo asori ne so ebufuhwe so ana se usuro se okoto so yes e de ma wo mo e de fo aso a oba Ghana fo nso e de ebufuhwe be sia no e tell so okokoda ntemu ana. We need to interrogate this position further. The anti-Americans are say, "What Mama who do a woman called to Obama? You can't find a court to you." A mama makudu num 15 countries and a 2D resolution. Every coast for any every coast for a 2D resolution. You know, man, woman is the car the Gambia. The second crowd was also in Gambia. And so, President Kudro, and Smam Womokoto abandoned the tia LGBT because and then Womo Sabi, Amam Asia, Sanso, and a Morocco, and a DRC, China, and in Ethiopia, Malawi, Womina to the tia. So ye deserve or Mampeni Mahama say, a day in assistant of Memu Haha, a fedi or no air to Aba or United Nations or say Ghana is empire, a fire hopa. And so Mampene cannot be trusted, and this is by President Mahama. They cannot be trusted to represent our position. You didn't see your mind, you didn't see yes, you know. You trusted President Mahama, and Mane represented. Now we are hold the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. Now we are sharing Mumpuse, Empire, the Kosu de Brain, and Kapakumpo, is here Christopher, Kremofo, Bako Krampo, and Kasam, Enfen, Tesco Krampa, Entia, and Rantia. Wombejina Independence Act. If you found one a year, the Ombi Yeti, Yanti, and once a Makokra or Mampenina, one can once them. A software inform the Nidima Wumina, Imam of Biani or Bombay, Editia, and answer, or party comment to be the condemn. Not just say, gradually, no, under NDC, no, President Mahama said, yeah, man, for young, sorry, waka, a quack normal. One shot, the Ruben Subino. From our position of against LGBT, no, accepting Abba and fire, you may be on fire. One had the next vote, no, yes. no sɛ mmeranteɛ bi aba abɛfefi wɔn ano wɔ national security zones obiara nye wɔn hwee wɔn play wɔn for the baayɛ national security foɔ nim visa a wɔyɛde ma wɔn nim baabi wɔn bɛda ayɛ wɔn nim baabi wɔn kɔɔyɛ yie biara ne tua wɔn fankɔfo plane kɔɔyɛ sɛ sukɔkɔ obiara nkɔ so obiara radio obiara hotel no ɛbɛyɛ kakra no yansɔre akeka yɛ ho a wobɛkɔ wo studio anim hɔ no sɛfɛm anim hɔ na mmeranteɛ mmienu de afɛn mu wɔ hɔ wobɛduru na mmaa mmienu de afɛn mu wobɛduru asɔre anim na mmaa mmienu mmarima mmienu de afɛn mu wobɛduru ahemfie anim na wɔn de afɛn mu a station biara ɔvɛn mu trɔtrɔ koraa tea mmarima mmienu bɛtumi de afɛn mu wɔ hɔ a ɛbɛyɛ tan na nyɛ saa na yɛhwehwɛ ɔmaa Ghana nyɛ sɛde sɛ sika mpo ne yɛni a yɛwɔ buo ne yɛni die de ma yɛ amammerɛ ɛno nti nyɛ sei ɛna ɔmampanin Mahama ka kyerɛ yɛ bra no opposition nsɛm a NDC4 ne ɔmampanin Mahama kaa yɛ ɛde poison Ghana fo adwene de fa President Kufuor ne MPP ho twa ntorɔto yɛ so sɛ yɛne ne yɛ sosɔ geefoɔ so no na saa akyiwadeɛ bi mpo nyansi o
yɛda se abusuafoɔ sɔfo John ntimfo John ne ɛne ye yɛpɛsɛ yɛhwɛ se benya brofo na yɛne brofo so adi ho nkɔmmɔ kakra yɛra Moses Fo Amenin yɛ executive secretary National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill brofo sautemenka mahai
Metro ngana wa 3 minutes we ready any akasa mini aba
eno ni asem nti e be kɔ ne asa ba bio
wa mo konkonsa production ya maye mama kanje wo producer konkonsa production na maye me ka kire mu play nye play fa chairman general e ba Monday na ba betra studio na me di nkomo yi
wonni how
welcome no
wonni how
konkonsa production de mo forget kra yen ka asem foforo
me sra wani die mu a wonni how ye be san so ato aso nti de enha ho kra wala romade aba be wie sese ni ujene say
well quickly my main can say renting for your madam for power no kwe woman say it is not only this government and yako abstaining. This issue came up in 2017 the government abstained 2018 comprehensive sexuality education they and we vote against it but from 2019 they abstained. So it is not only this government. So let's not politicize the issue. No question buying we omo bano no masam eye baako omo bedro yen sam na ya dane kakra min kasa dane because make me catch Ghana for say any chief of staff ya cho letter na kasa ye pe kwan ne president akwakodi nkomo Thanksgiving service here course so ya wo complain me na ya in fact as of what no they didn't like the fact say no mention was made up of this fact omo call out of respect it's as ye nim reninti me ntwe chan dey make can say aban we nyina yie. It's as right now, University of Ghana, when so much passing, some statutes, pursue LGBT agenda. Professor, nice lady, or LIC, Legon Interdenominational Church. So for Mami Penimupa, Wajatum, University of Ghana, you can't watch them with Ghana. Now to say they make no, now I can say you may rather turn the program. So now, Chairman General Bamandia, rather traffic, actually, but there was a mini ablaqua. Ghana for your Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Brofo, asemi o kabre me no ya adwen ba asemi ase ye tuntew amanyofo no enya base ya nanu ise ya kase obi be kan nanu aban yi yakọ ya akodu parliament kokọ hyehye ho mra yi enanka omampani na nado esan ya ebi ankene ka enyina ha ye ka ho asem usu se amanyofo ne betimi amia yi amanyosama to nchen ne ahweso abo ya brabo ya mamra ne ye gidie ho ban e wo ye man Ghana mu
mini aba me no ya adwene o team for jo kan o say yi NDC for the intro anya no and that Ghana for me to about here fine o no that is you. But a year can last year, or no one would be NPP for him. He's aware. On one case, presidency, our president, the tone, no one the pressure, the tone also. Your former president, let the catch Ghana for say, the Supreme Court, I don't know Supreme Court, don't mean signing, now the Supreme Court, a ruler. Or be signing, Mr. 18 December, and your boss asked him to go here, Mr. Madam, President was signing, work at him was signing.
There be
in fact, woman say, and before when you can now he had done an inquest kasa. One of the reasons is election year 2 years. And in fact, one of the reasons why Ghana fought to about boom at MPP is the attitude of the former president on this very issue. All the mention, and there's also spiritual consequences to it. Maybe a major catch or seminar bar, NDC for bar, or Mungawan and say Ghana fought to about boom. One of the reasons is this issue. Sabino covenants with God on this issue. Young Kopesika or Babiao. Martin the president said you or compare your friends say or Bill Gates, Sika Bagana, Mr. President, Mr. Wenidium, where Madame for power. Bill Gates, the Sika we are seeing or the support to LGBT plus activities. And to Mr. Monfa the Sika Musosika, or the Goji $1 Kwaba Ghana, the spirit of this nation will reject that money. Mr. President, Madame for power now. Let Bill Gates stay away with his money. And in some of the adults in Yaba and the politicians, I agree with you. One more bar, more cars and for one more power, one more cars and for. Some no trust in American somewhere. Some of the politicians are near no more and some are more car. About one. And you must have been your pinty, no Munina Magana. One mind also a constitution, Article 73, a kind of plane. Say the diplomatic relations of this country will be conducted according to the interests of this country. Now, the only year the message, you conduct diplomatic affairs, na Ghana, your interest, and go anymore. Any day more.
Bravo, you best say the koso, and how cry a breba. Medasi ye.
Ya me too, so.
Amen. I was now for Executive Secretary, National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values.
Peace FM. So wakoma ho show and I bought peri the Bronican hardware no one. Edian as a sawoye. That's how yam so atim so e.
Woba packing a farmer Martin's liver salt tetra kwai and tem eshiensu glass mo at Martin's liver salt no back one no na wo dia gum.
Ubehu se ehuru wa glass ni mu na one no. Martin's liver salt you want orange flavor and a back on plain.
Wonu mu a ohun beto. Nemum edi na nu na ho nto wo a ko hu doctor.
Ferrolet eniani dronye midofo we ye adwuma kakra bia na wa bre wa sori odua so wontumi nidi akwadampo de okese na wonyini ato ape Ferrolet niani dro na make forma wo Ferrolet niani dro vitamin B1 B2 B12 folic acid zinc iron copper ne lysine wom biotin womo biotin yetiri ni widie ye no ye kama ene wo so wom no Ferrolet nnuane dro ne besiesie o Ferrolet Ferrolet enya na wo pharmacy shop biara ebe wo mu etufonko Harvard Pharmaceuticals Limited enkran okaishi ene SGSSB Bank ne hwe animo 0244 631 402 ana Pilcare Pharmacy East Legon America House 0599 889972 edi aji edwedi nkrato yatom.
Peace FM.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Yada mwase kasebo no esi akenkanfo a moti yenken me nana ya kunedu mene
amansan chiame kwabena mafo yade aseda ma MTN odi isim aba ehunhia se obekwa akosa live se okwa akutwa sim card o download my MTN app a obekwa seamless African Queen Mackerel nam no edese enam akase kama edi egu ntontrawa mu a yasande ntosu egu hu kama edese sa wo stew a obehia African Queen jollof na wo ye obehia African Queen anampo se o ye nkwan kwasi adawie bi o pese o di fufuo na o timu da fa African Queen Mackerel ya nkwan no o rain fida African Queen tawenu mu keke 0245 326180 0245 326180 Ebusiafo yadamase ama momonitia edumedie nka ye nyina toatoa so kama me mind koso woni tefem Romeo betna se ewo KFM entabia Peace FM nso Ewie wa Mickey wa.
Mickey ama ko Johansson beba.
Yo.
Ebonyo mu na afi no mienu ene fa na me de wo ha ne se aba.
2:30 wa. Yo. Abusianfo mo ne yentena edamase.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.